there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and welcome to another edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. So as always, we're going to take a look at the highs and lows in Standard and Modern over the course of the week. But in this edition, we're also going to take a close look at Legacy. So if you like this new segment, give me a thumbs up so I know going forward that we will continue doing that, or let me know in the comments below. But with all the excitement around the release of Eternal Masters, there have been some big changes in the Legacy market, so we're going to take a close look at those. So having said that, let's jump in and we're going to get started with Standard. So let's look at the top 5 Standard cards that have lost value this week. And what you're going to see here are two things. Basically, some cards that are still seeing Standard play that are very good cards, but they just are starting to stabilize in price a little bit. Or you're going to see a few cards that just haven't quite gotten there in the metagame, or else are shifting out of the metagame. Coming in number 5 is Kozilek the Great Distortion. This lost $1.18, bringing it down to $10.64. Number 4 is Thought-Knot Seer, losing $1.27 to $13.65. Number 3 is Kozilek's Return, losing $1.35, bringing it down to $10.11. Number 2 is Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger, losing $2.23 this week, going down to $25.98. And number 1 is Ugin the Spirit Dragon, losing $2.24, bringing him down to $39.95. Okay, so what's been going up in Standard this week? Let's look at the top 5 cards that have gained value, and not a whole lot of surprises here, with the exception of maybe one card, but for the most part, these are some Standard staples that have been seeing a lot of play. Number 5 is Collected Company, going up 43 cents to $18.02. Number 4 is Infinite Obliteration, going up 52 cents to $3.95. Number 3 is Calidus Trader of Get, going up 68 cents to $16.69. Number 2 is Hallowed Moon Knight, going up 92 cents to $3. I always thought this would be a good modern sideboard card, but some of the bump here is due to the fact that there is some speculation that in Shadows over Innistrad, we'll probably see some level of graveyard shenanigans, possibly reanimation. And coming in at number 1 is Jace Vern's Prodigy yet again, going up $5.31 to $86.69. Now, this card is seeing another bump, again due to some of the leaks from Shadows over Innistrad. We know that there's going to be mechanics like Delirium, where you want to get a number of different types of cards in your graveyard. We also know that Madness is coming back, and Madness works amazingly well with this card. So look for Jace to unfortunately continue to climb. Alright, so let's move on to Modern. So the cards that have lost value this week in Modern, you're going to notice, are actually all pretty decent cards. However, they just all saw such huge spikes recently. The Modern market has been so volatile. So some of these cards are just starting to regulate, just come off some of these big price hikes. Coming in number 5 is the Modern Masters version of Karn Liberated. He lost $3.23 this week, going down to $51.71. Number 4 is Scalding Tarn, losing $3.59, going down to $94.99. Number 3 is the 9th edition version of Carplution Forest, going down $3.66 to $10.99. Number 2 is Painter's Servant, going down $3.92 to $27.96. And number 1 is Grove of the Burn Willows, losing $6.30, going down to $75.99. This recently saw a pretty big spike. Alright, so what's hot right now in Modern? Well, you're going to see a trend here. You're going to see cards that are either helping Eldrazi's or cards that are meant to slow down Eldrazi's. Number 5 is Damnation, going up $2.45 to $62.92. Number 4 is Cavern of Souls, going up $3.25 to $53.67. Number 3 is the 9th edition of Blood Moon, going up $3.84 to $45.57. Number 2 is Modern Masters Chalice of the Void, going up $4.37 to $49.03. And the number 1 biggest mover in Modern this week is Adakar Waste, going up $7 to $13.01. Painlands in general are all starting to go up in value, just due to the fact that they almost work as tricolor lands when you're looking at the new colorless spells that have been added to the format, to the metagame. Alright, so let's talk about Legacy. So first off, there's been huge swings in the market this week due to the announcement of Eternal Masters. What we know so far is Force of Will will be reprinted at the Mythic level, Wasteland will be reprinted at the Rare level, and other than that, we have a lot of speculation about what cards will or will not see a reprint. Now, we do know that anything on the reserve list will not see a reprint, so this is going to do a few things to the market. First off, there's speculation around cards that we think are going to see a reprint, and some of those are losing value. Now, that might be a little premature due to the fact that when a card is reprinted in a set like this with a limited print run at the Mythic level, it's still pretty hard to get play sets of cards like that. So it might be premature to decide to just start selling off cards that potentially could be reprinted at Mythic, for example, Force of Will, just because some players may get a copy or two in packs and then decide they want to put together a play set, and in that case the price actually may go up in value. So keep a close eye on some of the cards that will be dropping value over the next few weeks as we get closer and closer to the June set release, because you may be able to find a few good deals here or there. Now, on the flip side of the coin, the reserve list cards are what collectors are really putting their money into right now and investing into, and because of that, we're seeing huge spikes in cards that are on the reserve list, especially ones that are legacy staples. So having said that, let's look at the top 5 cards that lost value this week. Coming in number 5 is Stoneforge Mystic, losing $1.73, bringing her down to $29.42. Now, this card not only is a good candidate to be in Eternal Masters, but this is also seeing a Grand Prix promo this season. Number 4 is the unlimited version of Armageddon, losing $1.85, bringing it down to $37. Number 3 is Show and Tell, losing $1.89, going down to $61.47. This is a good example of a card that, if it is reprinted, it'll probably be at the Mythic level, and probably will, for the most part, retain its value, so keep an eye on this one. If it starts to go down a little more, you might want to grab a copy or two. Number 3 is Birds of Paradise, the unlimited version, going down $2.41 to $75.98. And finally, number 1 is the Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale. This is a reserve list card, but it did go down $24.01, bringing it down to a healthy $772.79. Alright, so let's look at the top 5 legacy cards that increased in value this week, and like I mentioned earlier, these, for the most part, are going to be reserve list cards that are legacy staples. Coming in number 5 is Alliance Eye Diamond, going up $42.29 to $134.94. Number 4 is the unlimited version of Winter Orb, going up $44.40 to $94.99. Number 3 is Tropical Island. The revised version went up $53.62 to $231.21. The unlimited version went up $62.06, bringing it to $328.72. Number 2 is the revised version of Volcanic Island, going up $63.94, bringing it to $330.84. And finally, number 1, probably not a huge surprise, Underground Sea revised version went up $85.67 this week, bringing it up to $349.95. I will say this, I have to caution you against going out and purchasing these on an impulse buy, just because whenever you see such a huge spike like this, and this is a pretty big spike obviously, they're not going to retain that value. Now, these cards aren't going to go down to where they were before these spikes, but they're also not going to stay at the level they're at. So give this a few weeks, watch the market. We recently saw this in Modern with the Zendikar fetch lands. They spiked, and now they're starting to come down. Scalding Tarn's back down to $95. At one point, it was up to about $110. You can expect to see that with the original dual lands to some degree as well. So just be very cautious with your purchases, especially over the next few months as we get closer to the release of Eternal Masters. Alright, having said that, that's the Market Watch for this week. As always, please remember to like and subscribe, and have a great day.
Hey, thanks as always for watching. This video, like all my videos, was made possible by the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Even a donation of $1 helps me to keep growing this community and creating better quality videos for all of you. Check out our Patreon page for exclusive giveaways and future goals for the channel. If you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the MTG news, spoilers, set reviews, product openings, or finance videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon and have a good day.